Hello, my friends, and welcome. My name is Sydney, and this is Sharing Calm. Today, I'll be sharing with you a yin yoga practice aligned with the season of spring. So, the areas in the body we'll be focusing on coincide with the gallbladder and liver meridians, which, according to traditional Chinese medicine, are associated with the season of spring. The gallbladder meridian moves from the sides of the head down, the sides of the body, sides of the leg to the feet. And the liver meridian in general moves up the inner edge of the legs, like the inseam, up towards the groin, and then a little bit up the front of the body here. So we're targeting those areas as general points of focus. We don't need to be totally specific. If you feel something in the areas that I'm bringing to mind as we move into the poses, just trust that you're doing it correctly. There's no need to stress too much about what it looks like from the outside, since we are targeting areas of the body. Focus on what it feels like to you when we move in and out of the postures. As we practice yin yoga today, I'm going to guide without utilizing any props. In case you don't have any at your disposal, you do not need them. But if you like to have your blocks, your bolsters, your pillows, your blankets nearby to support you, then please gather anything that you like to have. As we move through the practice, we'll have periods of time as we come out of some of the postures for what we call as yin yoga teachers, rebound. So when we come out of a pose and pause, find a neutral, comfortable position just to feel the after effects, essentially, of the poses that you've just completed. A lot of our postures today will have a right side and a left side, and usually I'll include that rebound after we've finished with both sides. And ultimately, we end in a long rebound, Shavasana, our corpse pose, at the end of the practice anyways. If any of these postures do not feel comfortable in your body, you can skip anything. You can sit there, breathe, just try to meditate and focus on the areas of the body we're bringing to mind. Or if there's a variation that you know works better in your body, feel 100% more than welcome to take it. All of that being said, we're going to begin today just sitting comfortably. Find any comfortable seated posture that allows you to sit up tall through your spine. Allow the eyes to soften or to close. Start to bring your awareness, settle it into your body, arrive in the physical awareness of how your body feels here in this moment of space and time. As you notice your body, also start to notice your breath. Witness the rise and fall, that continuous cycle of inhale to exhale. As awareness settles into the body, settles into the breath, at the same time, become aware of your mind. What is happening in the mental field of experience? Try to tie these three pieces of the self all together, parts of the whole: body, breath, mind. Utilizing any of these 3 points as an anchor to bring your awareness back if it drifts throughout the practice. We'll start out with a neck stretch, allowing the left ear to gently release down towards the left shoulder, aiming to feel sensation in the right side of the neck. The sensation we're seeking is one that is a gentle stretch. Nothing too big, too straining, something sustainable for minutes at a time. Some of the postures will be held for a little longer than others, averaging about 3 minutes. Make sure that you're not forcing your body beyond an edge that is comfortable, where you can be steady in the physical body, where the breath can be steady too. Let the chin roll down to the chest. Gradually lift the head back up to the center. And we'll take it over to the other side. Right ear gently down towards the right shoulder now. That left arm, left shoulder is heavy. Bringing awareness to the left side of the neck. Of course, in any position, any posture, you might feel the tension, the stretch on one side, as well as the compression on the opposite side. So either are normal. You want to make sure that the compression isn't so much stronger than the side that's stretching and lengthening. So you might tilt the head a little forward, tilt the head a little back to find that sweet spot for yourself. Then be still, let time pass with patience and a steady mind. Gently release the chin to the chest. Lift the head back up through the center. We'll take that side bend down the rest of the spine now. We'll also extend one leg. Left leg opens out to the side to begin. That right foot is hugging in, or if it's more comfortable to internally rotate the hip and take the foot outside, that works just as well. You'll lean the entire upper body over to the left. Left arm can rest down the leg. You could even bend the elbow if the head is close enough to the hand to rest in it. And you do not have to, but the opposite arm, the right arm in this case, is more than welcome to extend overhead. It can reach, or that elbow can bend as well, resting both hands behind the head. If at all that becomes too much for the shoulder of the right arm, you can release that arm back down. Aiming to feel this primarily in the side of the torso, the right side obliques, low back, outer hip. That whole region could be connected to here. From the neck down the sides of the body, where the gallbladder meridian moves through. These meridians in the body are lines of energy or thought to be that transport chi or life force and other vital essences all throughout yourself. And as the cycle of the year goes by, even as the cycles of the day go by, at certain times of the year, at certain times of the day, different meridians, energy lines, are more affected. In spring, this would be the gallbladder and liver. You want to pay particular attention to them at this time of the year to continue to help them to find balance, free flow of energy, to harmonize your system, your bodily system, physical, mental, energetic as a whole. Slowly start to rise up. Release the right arm down, lift the spine tall. There's no need to rush. We're taking it to the other side now. Right leg extends open at a diagonal. Left foot gets pulled in, or bend that knee. It could even be bent up. That leg doesn't matter so much here. You can always sit up onto something whenever you're seated if that brings more space for the hips to be comfortably grounded and allow the spine to sit up tall. And we'll take it over to the right side now, leaning the upper body to the right. Right arm down the leg, elbow can be bent, head can rest in the hand, and left arm can stay down at your side. Or perhaps that left arm sweeps up and over, either reaching across or bending the left elbow. I like to interlace my hands behind the head. But that's going to depend on your level of flexibility. So if you're up higher, the arm can be down, maybe just the left hand behind the head with the right hand grounded for support. Each posture that you come into, as you notice where you feel it, you want to make sure there's no pinching feelings in any of the joints, no stabbing feelings in the body, but just a general broad sensation in the large muscle areas. In this case, the obliques, the muscles on the side of the torso primarily. But as mentioned on the first side, you could feel this in the mid back, low back, hip, even down the leg. Of course, the extended leg could be getting a lot of action here too. And then just witness the sensations, watch them arise, watch them pass. Stay patient and allow time to move through the body. Take your time. Slowly release, exiting the pose on the second side. And find any comfortable, neutral position. You could lie down for a moment if you need to, just 5 or so breaths. Noticing the results of those postures so far. And the next shape we'll make our way into is shoelace, which can be done so many different ways. But the option I'll present to you today is just a simple cross-legged position, taking the right leg either in front or crossed on top of the left. You could cross it a little, cross it a lot, or cross it so much so that the knees stack on top of one another. If it's hard to sit comfortably, or you've been sitting for a while and you'd prefer to, you can take supine pigeon, lying down on your back, right ankle crossed on the left thigh, left foot on the ground, or hugging the legs in closer. This is the same idea, except the posture flipped onto its back. If you're seated, however open or tightly the legs are folded, you can choose from here to keep the spine lifted. We're aiming to feel sensation down the outer hip. So we've moved from the neck to the side body. Now we're coming down to the glutes, outer hips, outer thigh. If you feel that already, sitting tall, you can stay tall. Otherwise, a gentle hinge at the hips, allowing yourself to fold any amount forward and down. The gallbladder and liver meridians relate to the element of wood. And think of spring, allowing things to break through the surface, plants, new sprouts, new trees, new buds bursting. Things coming to life once again from the darkness and stillness of winter. Inhale, release the posture from the first side and transition over to the second side right away, crossing the left leg in front of the right or on top, any amount. Or if you're lying down on your back, that supine pigeon or figure 4 pose with the left ankle over the right thigh, hugging the legs in close if you'd like to. If you're seated with me, lifting up tall through the spine, notice what you feel down that left outer thigh, outer hip, to the glute. If this is enough, remain tall. If the body is welcoming more without force, without fighting the body to go deeper, then you can allow a fold to gradually happen. Season of spring and the wood element relate to the concepts of envisioning, planning, manifesting, and starting to see these plans through. In winter, we often think of setting intentions, setting goals, kind of imagining these things that we'd like to do in the year ahead. And spring is where we take our first steps. So when gallbladder and liver meridians are balanced, we feel capable of making the decision of how to start moving these plans, these visions into motion. If you feel stuck, unable to take first steps, it could be a sign of imbalance in these areas. Notice what you feel. Soften into the shape. And witness whatever arises. Start to exit this posture, uncrossing the legs, and finding any comfortable position just to sit with those poses. Notice what's present, this pause in between. Remember, you can sit, you can lie down, just something comfortable. You might scan the body down the outer edges. Reflect on what came up in the mind, in the emotional or mental body. Feel the breath once again. We'll make our way from here now into Sphinx pose. So coming onto your front body to lie prone, face down. Propping the upper body, lifting the chest with the elbows under the shoulders, the forearms parallel right out in front of you. Palms face down. If it's more comfortable to fold the hands, that's perfectly fine. You can opt to keep the neck a long, natural extension of the spine, not leaning the head back, but a slight tuck of the chin. Or if it's more comfortable for your neck, you're more than welcome to rest the chin down to the chest. If you have props, you can place a block or something underneath the forehead to support the head if the neck becomes fatigued here. If there's any discomfort in the low back, Sometimes widening the legs, widening the feet helps to alleviate that, or you can lessen the depth of the back bend by walking the elbows a little bit further away. We'll be here for about 4 or 5 minutes. If you need to take a break, release down and come back up into it, or just end early and lie flat down, more than welcome to do so. Starting to get into the liver meridian here a little bit, opening up through the front of the hip creases, a little bit down into the groin, as well as up into the front of the torso, the abdominal area. When we think about meridians in the body, there's always a pair. So here we have liver and gallbladder, and the pair always has a yin and a yang counterpart. Liver being more yin, reflecting, planning, envisioning. And the gallbladder being more yang, that piece that takes action, that knows what to do and sees the plans through. Some of us are very capable of making plans, writing out to-do lists, the exact steps. You know what has to be done. But then we don't always have the energy or the confidence to actually start taking those steps. Both play a part here. When we think about wood and spring, they're both relevant. Sometimes it's a tendency of perfectionism that stops us in our tracks. Sometimes it's fear or uncertainty. Is this going to actually end up the way that I'm planning or hoping for? Ultimately, all we have control over is the very moment that we are in. So one step at a time, approach life in this way. If things are done with compassion, with care, with wisdom, just trust that it's being done in the way that it's meant to. Take action however you can. Take one more breath here. Release the chest down, part the elbows, make a pillow for the forehead with the hands, and rest through the spine here for a moment. For about a minute or two, just let the muscles of the back relax. Moving into half frog, beginning with the right side and the right knee out off the right side of your mat or out from the right side of the body. So the inner thigh is pointing down, knees at about a 90-degree bend. It can be a little less or more depending on how that changes the amount of sensation that you're feeling to find that comfortable edge that's manageable for time. And still resting the head down. You might even turn the right cheek down, adding a little bit of a twist through the neck. Extend the right leg back behind you. Turn the head straight down if you've twisted it. And open that left knee out to the left side. Bringing your awareness to the inner left thigh, that inner groin area, the liver meridian of the inner leg. If you'd like to, again, turn the head, this time to the right side, adding a gentle twist through the neck as well. Re-extend the left leg. Turn the head straight down. And either release the forehead down, pause there for a moment. You can come up to seated. Again, a moment of rebound. So any comfortable position that works for your body here. And start to make our way onto our backs. Let yourself begin by lying down flat on the back. Extending the legs long. And then extending the arms long overhead. Making a banana shape with your body, walk your feet over to the left corner of your mat. And then shift the shoulders up and over to the left as well. You might like to cross the right ankle over the left ankle And even grab onto the right wrist with the left hand. You could do that opposite. I like to hold the right wrist or the arm that's on the side that's stretching so that that arm can be pretty slack. And same idea with the legs. The right ankle is hooked over the left leg, so ultimately the right leg can almost be like dead weight, just dangling off of the left ankle as the entire outer edge, the entire gallbladder meridian down the right side of the body becomes stimulated here. This is too much for the shoulders. The upper body can stay towards the center of your mat, or the elbows can have more of a bend to them rather than keeping the arms straight. Coming out of this shape, back to the center, upper body back to the middle, legs back to the middle. You might take your arms down for a moment, the shoulders, a pause. And beginning to make your way to the other side, walking the feet over to the right corner of the mat. Arms re-extend overhead. If you release them down, shift and shimmy shoulders over to the right side. Then option to grab left wrist with the right hand and perhaps cross the left ankle over the right. Each season in Chinese medicine is associated with a particular climate. The climate of spring is windy. You can think of the trees blowing in the wind, and how that relates to the wood element. You want to make sure that wood is strong but also bendable so it doesn't break. When the winds of change come through and things don't go according to plan, you want to be flexible, able to change course as needed. Season of spring is also associated with the emotion of anger. This comes into play in that very same scenario when things don't go according to plan. Are you able to stay calm-minded? Or do you become frustrated easily? Are you open to the possibility that change is a reality that is likely to happen? Not everything can be under our control. In fact, nothing is. And are you open to whatever change, whatever wind, whatever spring or this season, this cycle may bring to you? Start to bring the body back to the center once again. Find a comfortable rebound position, laying down in a straight line. Arms down at your sides or hands resting on the body. The last shape we'll take on both sides before Shavasana will be a supine twist. So bending the knees, your feet can either be on the ground or lift the feet and hug the knees in towards the chest and allow the knees to move towards the left side. The right arm can stay down at your side. You could open the right arm wide. You could place blankets, cushions, or anything between the legs if you feel like there's a lot of space between your knees in particular. If the legs are close together and it's comfortable to do so, you might cross the top leg over and under. So right leg over and under the left leg. If that doesn't intensify the stretch beyond comfort, make sure that you're able to soften. And then allow stillness to wash over the body here. Unwind. Come back all the way to the center. Take a breath or two in the middle. Stay for longer if you need neutral spine before twisting to the other side. As and if you're ready, feet can be on the ground or lift the feet. Gather the knees in close before the knees cross over to the right side. Left arm down at your side or open wide. Whatever feels best for that shoulder. And remember, if the legs are close enough together, then you might see if crossing that left leg over and around the right leg brings more sensation in a sustainable way to the left obliques, left side of the back, and down through that left glute and outer hip. Unwind from your twist on the second side. Come all the way onto your back. From here, we'll begin to make our way into our final posture, Shavasana or corpse pose. You can lie yourself down flat onto the ground if it's more comfortable to lie on either side or on your stomach, or just come up to a meditative seat. You could do that instead. I'm gonna get up and grab a blanket. I got chilly during practice, so I want to cover myself up. So give me a moment in that regard. As you find your comfortable resting position, you want to make sure to take absolute care to be as comfortable as you possibly can. You want to allow for total stillness to the best of your ability in the body, so that the body itself, the nervous system, and the muscles, the connective tissue, everything that's been touched in this practice. Can process it all, integrate it all. There's absolutely nothing for you to do or accomplish as you rest here in this posture. The point is just that. Just rest. Withdraw your senses inward. And allow the time to pass. without moving quite yet, bring your awareness back to your body. Feel the presence of your body in the room that you're in. Feel the ground underneath you, whatever's touching your skin, the air, fabric, your hair. Notice what you feel physically. And as you feel your physical body here, start to note your breath. Feel energy being pulled in, pushed out each breath, and become gradually deeper. Each inhale a little fuller, bigger, filled with even more life than the one prior. Big breaths in, big breaths out. Slowly and gradually bring movement back to the body. You can wiggle the fingers, wiggle toes. You might roll wrists and the ankles. You could even stretch the arms overhead here, taking a full body stretch. Point through the toes, flex through the feet. And then allow yourself to bend the knees, rolling to either side. And pressing your way all the way up to a comfortable seat. Sitting up tall in your spine. As you find a comfortable seat, hands can rest in the lap or the hands can connect together in front of the heart. Eyes soft or closed. Notice how you feel here and find a sense of gratitude for your practice, whatever it brought to you today. Let's take one last big breath in together. Big breath out. Inhale for Om. Thank you so much for sharing your practice with me today. And gently blink the eyes open, come back to your space. I didn't want to move too much because, as you can see, I had a little friend join me during Shavasana. But thank you so much, as always, for sharing your time, your presence, your practice with me. If you liked this video, don't hesitate to give it a thumbs up, subscribe if you haven't already, and until we meet again, have a beautiful rest of your week. Goodbye, my friends.